Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited. I have a little flip for you today that I'm really happy how it turned out. If you're new to my channel, my name is Marlene. I try to post at least once a week, but sometimes it's hard. But I'm trying to meet my goal of 1,000 subbies by the end of the summer. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I would appreciate your subscription. And also, if you give me a thumbs up, that helps with the algorithm. So let's get started. I have a couple of journals. Last journal series that I did 4 journals, and that's really a lot. I keep saying I don't want to do that, but I always end up doing 4. This time I only did 2, and I poured my heart and soul into them. I think they just turned out so pretty. I like these warmer colors, and this was a little bit inspired by, the colors were inspired by, I started planting some sunflower seeds, so I went ahead and opened my packet, my little container where I keep all my sunflowers, and all the little envelopes that the sunflowers came in, those colors were so pretty, and it's kind of like what inspired the seed packets from sunflowers is kind of what inspired that color scheme that I've going on with the journal. My journal is this one is a bee theme journal, and I've always wanted to do a bee theme junk journal with touches of that theme, but not too much. I don't know why I always wanted to do that. And I also wanted to make it, add my little boho touch that I like, and of course real shabby, and everything's uneven and everything's tattered and the pages don't match, and it's just how I like to work. So I think I accomplished that. I'm really happy, and I'm going to show you really quick. I had a subscriber request last time that I show the extra goodies that I mail with the journals when I mail the journals. Sometimes I will put on my listing on Etsy the extras that I'm mailing with the journals for sure. And sometimes I don't, because at the time of posting the journal, I really don't know what the extras are going to be. But usually it has something to do with what I have going on with the journal. In this, sometimes it's just a nice piece of jewelry, just an added piece of jewelry that you can, interchange or add or whatever. That's what I think that's what I did with my last journal. Sometimes it's a bunch of little goodies. It all depends, but I always like to mail something with my journals all the time. And on my listing, I always show that my shipping is always free. So on the price, it also obviously includes the price of the shipping. The shipping is always free, and I always ship my journals with extra insurance, and that's all on me. So just so you all know. And then on this listing, what I did is that I did put a little description of what I was going to mail. I think I was going to mail a little bundle of vintage laces, which I did. Some of them are my avocado dye ones, and some are my tea dyes. And I said I was going to add some extra beads. I love beads, guys. I have so many beads, and I just love them. And thank you, Lord, that they're kind of coordinated somehow. So it was so easy to pick the ones for this journal, because I went and I picked my yellows, oranges, and greens. So I hope that even if you cannot incorporate it into this journal, they can use it for something else, or just keep it in your stash for whenever a project comes up. I also went ahead and added an extra little bonus of a little extra journal that I made that, to be honest, I wanted to put it on the cover, but I didn't want to. This time I did not want to put a thing on the cover. I think the cover, for me, I just wanted the cover to be just by itself. But anyway, let me show you the little extras really quick, and then we'll get to the journals. This is a little packet of laces. They're all vintage laces. I have a little one of my wallpaper tags back here. I'm also adding, this is kind of like a surprise because they don't know that I'm adding this, but I'm adding a couple of rolls of my vintage wallpaper. I'm going to wrap it up really pretty, and that doesn't really have anything to do with the journal because they're kind of shabby, soft colors, but they can use it for something else. So I'm adding that extra, but I'm adding all these little vintage laces, and this happens to be my favorite twine ever, and I'm so glad I found it on the bottom. I found it a few months ago on the bottom of the basket where I keep all my twine. And this is a twine that I picked up in Germany, I want to say 1990, 91. And I love this twine so much because it has a little, to me, it's tan, and it used to have a little bit of like a deep olive green, but it kind of faded because this is so old. And I found it at a market from a sweet little old lady, and I love it. And I still have a whole bunch left. I didn't know. So I used it to wrap the journal, and I used it to wrap the little gift. And this is the little booklet that I made. That was like an extra booklet that I love. An extra little journal that you can put in there if you like, or you don't have to. It comes, you know, I wrapped it up with a little, like a really, oh, this is not going to focus today. It's not going to help me. But anyway, there's a little bead here. Let's try that. Let's try that. Yeah, a little bead. And I wrapped it in sari silk. It's got 2 little journaling cards if you want to use it. And a lot of the sari trims that I used are from Boho Dreams on Facebook. Sheila, she has a shop. She has a, like, that's her group, and she sells on her groups. And I love her fabrics. They're like you drool. They're like gorgeous. So I just placed an order, and I used a lot of that here. I'm going to link everybody underneath. I'm going to link all the printables that I use. Everything I'm going to link on the bottom of the video. So I made a little flip. A little, tiny little, just like with vintage, whatever, that I had on my, and then of course I'm trying to keep up with the theme, a little bit of the theme, and yep. So that's gonna, I love this wallpaper. It's so pretty, and it went perfect with this little sari. So that goes in there, and then you get a little bag of beads that I just added some sari trim on it, and so let me see if I can look. And it's just like a, you know, just a little potpourri. Let me see if I have a little dish somewhere. Oh, I don't know if I have a little dish anywhere, do I? Oh, yep, it might be dirty, but hey. Let me see. They're just, well, they're kind of nice. But just a whole bunch of little beads and stuff. And there's a little filigree and just all kinds of stuff for them to make little charms or whatever they want to do with it. So that goes in the little envelope. So they get that. And then, what else did I say? Oh, the wallpaper, which I haven't done yet. Which I haven't wrapped nice yet. So there's other journals. I only made 2. I think I'm going to stick to doing just 2 journals. It's more enjoyable for me than when I do 4 journals at the same time. I don't know why, but sometimes I just get carried away. I want to prolong the you know, the creative process. So I end up doing 4, but this time I only did 2. And they're very much alike, very, very much. Some of them might have like the placement of the charms and stuff. Might be, for example, this charm may be on the bottom. They have the same amount of charms. Some of them are just a little bit different, but some might be like on the bottom, and because it all depends on, see, like this charm is here, this one is here. It all depends on the location of, because I want it to match the fabric. So it all depends where I had the fabric. That all depends where the charms go, in a way. So what I did, there's a lot going on in the journal, and I love it. The back, I used the same paper from the paper collection that inspired the a theme. This is an old piece of tapestry that I've had for a while. I have some vintage lace back there. You also get a little piece of this. To be honest, I don't think you can add another thing to this journal. It's really, really chunky. It's like really huge. You really can't fit anything in there. But anyway, I have, it's only 1 signature. I have it listed. The description, I think, is like 90-something pages. It's all on my Etsy store. But it has a piece of lace underneath, and then a piece of this sheer fabric with the gold that I'm just loving lately, just like in love with. And I'm just going to go through it with you. The front, I did the same thing. I used a paper in the bottom. Then I started just layering how I like to layer. What I like to do is that once for some reason, I like my background to be paper. And then I frame the paper by stitching all the way around. And that's kind of like my canvas. Then I start layering on top of that. But I always want the paper to peek through. And these sheer fabrics just do that perfectly, because it fades the paper a little bit, but I can still see the paper underneath. And if I do any collages, like I have a little collage going on back here, I can still see it. So I have a little collage here, a little collage that I added there. I can still see it. So I really like that. And I also went ahead and faded the bee a little bit, because like I say, I want touches of bee, but I want it to be too much. So on this one. Maybe the next one that I'll do as a bee, it's like all bees, you know. So I don't know, whatever my mood was striking me at the time. So I kind of faded the bee a little bit, the cut out of the bee, and the wording with a little bit of that sheer fabric. And then here I just did a little ruffle of some sari silk that I love. I love when the sari silk does that and it fades. This is from a tapestry that I love, an old tapestry, and it's just so pretty, and I use bits and pieces all over throughout the journal. So let's get started, and let's open this baby up, and let me show you all that's going on in here. For the closure right here, I think I want to open this one. Let me open this one right here, because the closure is not as hard. This one. For the closure, I used a vintage earring that I've had for like a long time, and I wanted to use it, and I really like how it turned out. Let me just make all this nice and pretty so you have a pretty shot, because you know I like to take pictures. So okay, so let's get started on this baby. So this is just an earring, so it clips right off. This one should clip easier than that one, so you can use this for anything else or not use it for the journal if you don't like. And then again, my favorite twine. I'm so happy I found this twine. I thought I had it and then I lost it, and then I don't know. And I think this is the one I got in Germany. Okay, so this is the book. Like, I see how chunky it is. Like, it's, you need a closure because it's really, really chunky. So you can see all the goodness in there. So let me just go page by page and show you what I did. Okay, so when you open her up, this is what you see. Let me bring you a little bit closer so you can see. She does open up, but you have to like kind of force her a little bit, but she'll open up. I did a little trim here from, I think this is like from an old scarf, and then I did some little collage back here. And this paper I love. And there's a little pocket here that you can put something if you like. I chose not to put anything because I really want that paper so pretty to show. And the green kind of brings out the green over here, so I kind of want to leave it like that. But you're welcome to, you know, it's your journal. You add what you like. So, let's see. Here I have, this is so pretty. This is from the trims from Boho Dreams. I love that trim. Love, love, love. And I love this paper. I also added some, there's going to be a lot of stamping in this book. Not a lot, but a little bit of stamping. I really want to challenge myself to use more of my stamps. I have lots of stamps that I love, and I really want to start using them more. So I did a little crackle stamp back here just to add. Not that this paper needed anything, but I just wanted it. Couldn't help myself. A little receipt. This is a printable. Like I said, I'm going to link everything underneath. Some sari. I love this too. And this one I really tried to make, this one I purposely tried to make it a little grungy. This is as grungy as I think I can get. I love grunge. So, it's, you know, like I told you, some of the the pages are ripped and torn and tattered, and I just love all that. Here, that you see here, this is a stamp. That's like a suture stamp. I love it. This was like that. I didn't make that collage. That came like that. This is very, very old, and I love it. And I still have little bits of this trim left. I found this pretty thing online. I love that. And then here I have a piece of vintage scallop little edge lace. And I added this chunky boho bead. I love this little set here. And a little piece of Sheila's trim. Okay. Let's see. This is not onion skin paper, but it's kind of like tracing paper. It's very thin. I love it. Like you'll see, there's a lot going on in the journal. There's a lot of things going on, but there's plenty. I always like to leave plenty of room for you to journal on, if that's what you want to do. This is from the Printable collection. Same thing here. This I tea-dyed, another receipt. I love this little flip. I found this paper junking not too long ago, and I love it. It's kind of thick, kind of like cardstock, and I love it. And this is one of little Tracy Fox's little labels that I love. I'm also going to link her underneath. And there's my stamp again. This trim is, I got it from the same spot. I want to say this was like an old, I want to say table runner, but I'm not sure. Could have been a cushion, I don't know. But it was attached to that to this. This was attached to this somehow. I mean, when I picked it up, it was all broken up, but I think it belonged to this. So I used it's the same colors. So I used some of it as my trim, and I think it worked. Sorry Silk, another receipt. I use papers from, I think this is a scrapbooking paper. I like to mix everything. I don't like to just stick with one thing. So I think this is a scrapbooking paper. This is that thick paper that I found that I really like. Tea-dyed. I want to say this is a scrapbooking paper from some collection that I don't remember. And I love this sari. I got this a few months back online. I love it. More of my tea-dyed paper. So pretty. This is from that collection. Another little messy tab and a torn edge right here. Here we have, what did I do here? Oh, I have a little something going on here. See, I have that stamp. See that stamp? This is how cute, the zigzag stamp. I love it. Here I just have a little tag that you can journal on the back if you like. And then a little envelope, a little coin envelope. And I think there might be something in it. No, there's nothing in it. But I think there's some tickets that go in there. I'm going to have to check. What else do I have? Another printable. I want to say this is like a free, all I did was that I went online and I just typed free wallpaper printables or 1930 wallpaper printables. No, I didn't write printables. I just wrote 1930 wallpaper. And it'll just pop up a whole bunch of images. So all I did was copy them. I love them. They're so pretty. Some ledger paper. This is from one of the cutouts in the printables. This is another little coin envelope with a little card. And this one does, I think this one's the one that has something in it. The other one doesn't. It's a little card. And this is from the paper. And this is like a weekly planner for gardening. I thought that was nice. So I added that there. And then on the back of this, I have this floating, like a floating little tuck spot that has a tag, but you can put anything you want in it. And I made a little collage here with a little ruffle and a little bee. And I try to do a lot of floating stuff so you can remove and put it some other areas in the journal if you like. This is from scrapbooking, and I thought it went really well. A scrapbooking pad. And that's the back, and that's one of my doilies that I tea-dye. This is another printable. I love this. I found this. This was a free, also printable that I found. And I don't remember what I typed to get it, but I love it. I love this, and I love this, and I think it adds to the whole boho vibe, and it's really pretty. This is very vintage from my collection. This is that stamp again, more of my tea-dye paper. This is a bee stamp that I had, so of course I used it. I love this print. This is the back. I think this is a scrapbooking paper. More tea-dye paper. Another printable. My tea-dye doily. This is also kind of vintage. Bring it down a little bit. Yeah, I love that. That's from a blouse. I love it. And then inside, I did another, because I couldn't help myself. I did another little mini, and I love this trim. It's so pretty and sparkly. I love their mini journal, and the idea was that I thought I was going to put this mini journal like on the cover. You know how we sometimes wrap things on. I might still do that. I might mail it out that way, but I just love that cover so much. So anyway, I put it in the middle, but you can put it anywhere you like. And it's another little, it's tied with a little ball clip like this. And this is a little charm that must have come off a piece of jewelry somewhere. And then I use some of that, my favorite twine again. And then some of Sheila's pretty trims right here. I love the color. I love everything about this. It's like a buttery, creamy. I love it. And it's just a little journal book. Just with, that'll go with, then in the center I have a little coin envelope that I flipped in half. And then there's a little card here. And one of my little tags here. But it's just, I know you can keep this next to your night table if you want to know, I have some little ones next to my night table. If I see an idea on some of the videos or something that I like, I'll just write it in my little journal. Like I said, this is going to come either, I'm either going to put it in the middle, in the center of the journal, or I'm going to put it in the front. I'm not sure yet. Also, I went ahead and I reinforced this top part right here was like a little weak. Like sometimes these papers, because they have been tea-dyed, they have been wet. They're a little fragile, so I went ahead and reinforced a little bit with a little piece of washi and some more of my stamping. And then inside here you have another envelope that I made. I made a little cluster here with some of, this is my avocado dye lace. I love this lace. And I add a little cluster, and this is just a little charm that I had with a little pin. I think it's so dainty and cute. And this is just some how do you call that? It's not crunched. Like wrinkled tea-dyed seam binding that I did. And it just has a little paper clip holding all this together. And I'm going to take it down. Just take the seam binding out. And then in front of the envelope, you get a gigantic tag. I love this tag. It's so nice and big. With some sari silk on top. You can journal in the back. And then you get a little ticket. This is part of the Printables. I love this. So cute. And then a little coin, another little coin envelope. And is there something? Yeah, there's a little something in here for you to write a little secret note to self or something. And then the envelope, what I did here is that I did a little collage with a little stamp. I found a stamp that had some orange in it. It's just a vintage little carriage, and it has orange, so I thought that went well. One of Tracy Fox's labels, and all I did was sew on the side. That's it. And this is a 12 by 12 from a scrapbooking collection. And inside, I added a few little extras also for you to journal. I added this tag. You can journal in the back. I love this tag. It has a little bee up top. And a little receipt that you can, of course, journal in the back. So that all goes in there. So I know this one for sure will be in the center when you receive it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this in the center, this one in the center, or I'm going to put it in the front where I originally planned to do it. I have to check. I have to see what I want to do. And then here I added, on the paper clip, I added a little charm. And then in this little paper clip, also all these you can intermingle, use wherever you want it in your journal. You don't have to just use it here. You can use it wherever you want. That's why I use a lot of paper clips so you can mix and match. I added a little tag here, and this is the top of the tag with some vintage lace, a little vintage printable, another little coin envelope from the collection, which is so cute, and I think there's something inside. Yes, there's a cute little card. This is one of my favorite little cards. And some more of Sheila's trim. This is probably, I say that, but I love them all. And then here a little card with a little sentiment and some sari silk. So this whole little cluster of goodness goes in here for you to play with and use it wherever you like. And this, in the front of this little tea-dye doily, I added, this is from the paper collection, I fussy cut it, I added one little Tracy Fox label and some trim that I had in gold. More journaling space. This little flip I did out of fabric. I love this material, I think it's so pretty. And then I have some, I love when fabric tatters like that. I love it when it frays. This is really old. This is from an old tablecloth that I keep using I keep squeezing little pieces out of it. I love it. And this is a piece that I have avocado dyed, and you'll see the different layers have different shades, and I like that. And then a little cluster here. This is also from Sheila's beautiful package that I got. Plenty of journaling space. Another little ruffle. More journaling space. You can even journal here. More journaling space. Plenty of room to journal on, guys. The back of this tile that I love. Here I did a little bit more of my crackle stamp that I really like. And then here I have an envelope that I made out of a paper collection. I think it's the same one as this. And all I did was that I have it here with a little clip, one of these clips that I love. I need to order more. I recently found out that they still exist. It's a music note, and I love it that they still exist, so I gotta go buy me some more. So all I did was that I just put the envelope in here, and this pretty envelope I made. I have templates, like manual templates, and that's how I like to do my envelopes. I could cut it on my Cricut or whatever, but I like just doing it myself. And then inside it's just a little card for you to journal on, and then another little card for you to journal on, and then another little pretty little tag with some leftover trim that I had from someplace. So this goes here like this, I think, not sure, but anyway, I can always do this later. I had so much fun making this journal. I just love every little detail. More of Sheila's trim. This I also coffee dyed. This is tea dyed. This is from a vintage blouse. Online printables. This is my, I call it my soap paper. I used to make soap in my spa. I know I said this before, I think. And I used to sell it, and I used to wrap it in this really beautiful, you can't really see, but the paper has a design, like a damask design on it, and it shimmers a little bit. It's really pretty. So I call it my soap paper. And then here I made a pocket out of this sheer fabric. I love it. So it's kind of like two pockets. The sheer fabric's in the front, and I have this little card in the front pocket, and then I have fabric back here. You can't really see it because the sheer fabric is kind of covering, but it's like a botanical themed fabric. And then I have a gigantic tag back here that I made, and I think this tag goes really well with that botanical fabric. They look like old English roses, so I kind of cover them a little bit with that sheer fabric. I love using sheer fabric on everything. And then I put some trim over here. I love this pocket, how it turned out. And I'm not afraid anymore of using contrasting threads, which I was before, but I think it looks really cool. It looks really cool on some of the other girls' journals. So I was like, I'm going to try it. What do we have here? This book is so chunky, you're going to have to fold it. Another receipt. And then here we have, this is glued on. This doesn't come off, but it's a pocket. It's kind of like a belly band pocket. I have a little piece of fabric. This is from a die cut. I made a little cluster here. And then on this belly band, what I have is a gigantic journaling card. And then this cute little other journaling card. And then I made this little booklet out of tags. And I love that. And that goes in here. This journal kind of talked to me and told me what to do. Really. Told me where to put things. And just certain things need to be in a certain... For me, this is your journal. You can change it into whatever you like. But this journal told me what to do with it. I love this little printable. This is the back side of that scrapbooking paper. Ledger paper. Look how pretty that is. Love this. Plenty of room to journal on. Here I made a little, tiny little tuck spot right here on the side. This is one of Tracy Fox's labels that I love to use. And then I just added a little sari on top of this. And it goes in this little pocket back, this little tuck spot. Okay, another area for you to journal on. And I love this trim. It's all tattered and messy, just like I like it. The back of that receipt. And this is one of my answering the telephone message pad. I know some of you guys don't remember that, but I tea-dye that, and you can turn this easily into a little tuck spot also if you like, or just a little journaling spot. This is another pretty printable. I love that. This is my stamping that I love to do that in the zigzag, and another little bee I found. No, that's not my stamping. This is from the paper. It was on the paper. No, my stamping is smaller than that. Sorry. The zigzag smaller than that. This is the back of the tea-dye doily. This is not quite onion skin. It's some other kind of, between an onion skin and a regular 60-pound. I love it, and I love it. It sprinkles really easy, and I love that. This is my stamp, and this is one of my tea-dye papers. I love this printable. The back of a receipt, and here I made a little pocket. This is from Scrapbooking Pad. I don't remember. I won't be able to list that because I don't remember. I don't have the pad. I just had a few left, and I love the pink in that. I sewed on the side and made a little tuck spot, and then put a little tag that you can journal on. And this fabric I love. This is avocado dye, and I love it. It's very old, and I love it. I have little bits throughout. And then the back of the tag, you can put something if you like, or you can even clip something else if you like. I mean, a lot of the things in this journal I made purposely so that you can interchange them and kind of make them your own and put them wherever you like. And it's hard to find that balance because a lot of people want spaces to write on, but they also want them embellished so they look really pretty. So it's really hard. Some people use their journals to write on, because I've gotten that comment. And some ladies just want to look at it. They think it's just artwork and they just want to look at it. So you got to find that happy medium where there's plenty of room to journal on. I like to write, so I always like to leave plenty of room. But I also want to make it where you can see all the layers and it's just all pretty. I like to do that too. This is my stamp. It's a little bit thinner. The back of that paper, more of my tea-dye paper. I love that, those old-fashioned roses. The back of the receipt, and this is the actual back of the journal, which I did a little collage. I used the primary color paper printable that I did was this, and then I just did a little collage, and I reinforced it with washi. And then for my back page ruffle, this is fabric actually that I cut and lightly frayed the ends, and then I did a little zigzag and put some sari on top, and then did a little cluster here and put a little bee die cut. And this is the back of the journal, which I think I already showed you, where I did a little collage, and then my framing that I like to do with sewing. And here she is at all, you know, all her glory and all chunky up. And now I can't wait to start on my next one, which I think is also going to be a theme one, but I'm not sure. And I don't think I've done a journal in this theme. I'm so excited. I already started collecting for it. I'm going to start this weekend, so I can't wait. So yeah, guys, that's it. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I really appreciate it. I want to thank all the ladies that actually like my work and are supporting my channel and are supporting my Etsy store. I'm very, very grateful. Very grateful. I'm just honored that you like my work. So any suggestions or ideas or any journals you may want me to give me any ideas I'm making, I would greatly appreciate that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.